In February 2025, the Daigas Group released its Energy Transition 2050. Previously, the group announced its ambitious carbon-neutral vision, which outlines initiatives aimed at achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. Additionally, the group unveiled its specific approaches and strategies to drive the energy transition, drawing on insights gained from new initiatives, as detailed in Energy Transition 2030. Since then, we have actively pursued future-focused initiatives by developing various renewable energy power sources, launching multiple e-methane production projects, and advancing innovative technologies to facilitate carbon-neutral efforts. At the same time, rising international geopolitical risks, such as Russia's invasion of Ukraine and escalating tensions in the Middle East, have led to an increased demand for both energy supply stability and carbon neutrality. In light of the acceleration of our future-oriented activities and the evolving landscape of the energy business, we have formulated Energy Transition 2050. This plan provides a detailed energy transition roadmap for achieving carbon neutrality by 2050 and outlines solutions for co-creating value for a sustainable future with stakeholders. We define value for a sustainable future as the new value we co-create with stakeholders for resolving social challenges, establishing lifestyles and businesses adjusted to the new normal, and enhancing the resilience of customers and society. The social challenges we focus on include reducing carbon emissions and achieving carbon neutrality. The world is currently at a critical juncture in its transition toward a carbon-neutral future, where people will embrace new lifestyles. We stand at the threshold of creating a beautiful planet for future generations. The Daigas Group is tackling the challenge of reducing CO2 emissions with its stakeholders. We are driving energy transition through various pathways, such as next-generation energy sources including hydrogen and increased use of renewable energy, all with the goal of achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. Transitioning to new energy sources requires not only safety, but also supply stability that remains resilient against natural disasters, such as typhoons and earthquakes. Additionally, it demands a consistent enhancement of environmental sustainability while considering economic efficiency. By following these principles, we strive to co-create new carbon-neutral value that addresses social issues alongside our stakeholders. Our aim is to promote well-being-focused lifestyles and the advancement of sustainable businesses. The road ahead may not be easy, but we are embracing this challenge as we move forward in line with the Daigas Group's aspiration. Secure peace of mind today, build sustainable lifestyles for tomorrow. The Energy Transition 2050 consists of 3 chapters. Chapter 1 outlines the overview and roadmap of the Daigas Group's journey to achieve carbon neutrality. Chapter 2 delves into specific initiatives focused on providing carbon-neutral energy. Chapter 3 highlights the innovative solutions that the Daigas Group will offer to customers as it moves closer to carbon neutrality. During the energy transition, as society strives for carbon emissions reduction and decarbonization, we are committed to our role as an integrated energy company in contributing to society. We aim to accelerate our initiatives focused on achieving carbon neutrality in heat and electricity, as well as attaining negative emissions in light of S+3E, which stands for safety, environment, economic efficiency, and energy security. Regarding electric energy, we are actively expanding renewable energy sources and usage, enhancing energy supply stability through storage batteries and working towards zero emissions from thermal power plants, all part of our power business strategy. For thermal energy, we are focused on converting fuels from coal and oil to natural gas, driving innovation in SOEC methanation technology, and engaging in global initiatives through the ENG Coalition to promote e-methane for seamless transition to carbon neutrality. Regarding negative emissions, we are working on capturing and storing substantial amounts of CO2 from the hard-to-abate industries, as well as promoting sustainable forest development and management to enhance CO2 absorption. Our fundamental principle for energy supply is centered on S+3E, which stands for safety, environment, economic efficiency, and energy security. This is a key framework for Japan, a country deprived of natural resources. Since no single energy solution can fulfill all four elements, it is crucial to consider their balance in energy supply, as highlighted by the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. At the Daigas Group, we explore various balances among the 3E, the environment, economic efficiency, and energy security in our transition to low-carbon energy and carbon neutrality. For instance, enhancing the environmental aspect may lead to increased costs due to the high expenses associated with low-carbon energy. It may also result in reduced supply stability due to inadequate supply chains. This balancing act creates what we refer to as the 3E trilemma, and we strive to fulfill all three elements simultaneously. To achieve the widespread adoption and growth of carbon-neutral energy, it is crucial to reduce costs and establish multiple locations for mass production through innovation. Given the 3E trilemma in energy supply, a successful transition to carbon-neutral energy requires a diverse range of options. The Daigas Group's fundamental policy is to ensure stable energy supply with safety as the cornerstone, while providing a range of environmental and economic options. Before carbon neutrality emerged as a significant social challenge, our primary focus was on providing affordable energy while ensuring supply stability and safety, as illustrated by the economy-oriented approach triangle on the left. As the global community began to pursue carbon neutrality, there was a gradual shift toward the low-carbon development triangle represented in the middle. This transition to a low-carbon energy can be achieved through the effective utilization of existing technologies. It is crucial to consistently promote this transition until the costs of carbon-neutral energy become more affordable. Meanwhile, ensuring supply stability will also present challenges as the share of renewable energy increases in Japan. Looking ahead, we aim to shift toward the accelerated decarbonization triangle depicted on the right, which will necessitate innovation to reduce costs. Additionally, the dynamic business environment influenced by natural disasters, international affairs, and regulatory changes makes it challenging to forecast the pace and scope of decarbonization. There remains uncertainty regarding how quickly the transition to higher-cost carbon-neutral energy can advance while ensuring supply stability during this period. It is essential to pursue multiple energy transition scenarios in light of the 3E trilemma balance while maintaining flexibility in energy options. Recognizing that carbon-neutral energy comes with significant costs at this stage, we advocate for a phased approach to the transition to effectively manage social costs. Specifically, for thermal energy, our focus until 2030 centers on saving energy and deploying existing technologies to reduce carbon emissions across society. From 2030 onward, our focus will shift toward introducing e-methane, biomethane, and other carbon-neutral energy sources to drive transition to carbon neutrality. Starting in 2040, we will aim to lead this energy transition by accelerating the growth of carbon-neutral energy usage through innovation. Regarding electric energy, we will focus on promoting the development of solar, wind, and other renewable energy sources while ensuring a stable electricity supply through the implementation of virtual power plants. Additionally, we will strive for zero emissions from our natural gas-fired power plants. Furthermore, we will pursue negative emissions to remove CO2 from the atmosphere through forest fund projects, where we aim to enhance CO2 absorption as well as store CO2 captured from the atmosphere in the underground storage. Through these efforts, we aim to fulfill our role as an integrated energy company in providing optimal solutions in light of S+3E and collaborate with stakeholders to achieve carbon neutrality. Fuel conversion from coal and oil to natural gas is an effective approach for reducing CO2 emissions and enhancing the carbon neutrality in thermal energy during the transition period. As illustrated by the two examples on the left, simply switching from coal to natural gas can reduce CO2 emissions by approximately 45% per unit of heating value. Through this fuel conversion to natural gas, the Daigas Group aims to reduce CO2 emissions significantly at customers and across society. While the increased use of natural gas significantly reduces society-wide CO2 emissions, it leads to a rise in CO2 emissions from the Daigas Group's entire supply chain. The overall reduction in CO2 emissions across society can be illustrated by the avoided emissions indicator as shown in the figure on the right. This avoided emissions indicator quantifies emissions reduction through the company's products and services provided to others. As an energy supplier, the Daigas Group actively promotes and uses avoided emissions as a key indicator for measuring society-wide CO2 emissions reduction. Building on these insights, we have developed a CO2 reduction roadmap for the Daigas Group, aiming at achieving a carbon neutrality by 2050. The importance of energy security has gained increased recognition due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and other factors. As a result, the country's energy supply and demand forecast for fiscal year 2040 must be based on a range of uncertainties instead of relying on a single assumption. In this context, the government's 7th Strategic Energy Plan thoughtfully incorporates various development scenarios such as advancements in innovative technologies and enhancements to existing technologies, as well as risk scenarios. We have also explored multiple scenarios, including those proposed by the government, as well as a scenario that envisions the expanded use of natural gas as a cleaner energy source, resulting in lower carbon emissions. Should innovative technologies be widely adopted to maximize carbon neutrality, the Daigas Group's avoided emissions could potentially reach 10 million tons by 2030 and 15 million tons by 2040. Moreover, we anticipate 10 gigawatts of renewable energy development contributions and 40% carbon neutrality in gas. This represents just one scenario among many that we have considered, and it should not be viewed as our current objective. Moving forward, we aim to assess the viability of this scenario as a realistic solution by approximately 2030. While it remains uncertain which scenario will ultimately prevail, we acknowledge the necessity of continually reviewing and identifying the most suitable scenario while closely monitoring changes in the business landscape, including international affairs and regulatory trends. As illustrated in the graph and figure on the left, thermal energy accounts for 60% of Japan's energy consumption across residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. The adoption of hydrogen carriers is crucial for decarbonization, particularly given the difficulty in electrifying thermal energy in high-temperature applications. In Japan's law for the promotion of a hydrogen society, hydrogen carriers are referred to as hydrogen etc. and defined to encompass hydrogen itself and its compounds, such as ammonia, as well as carbon recycling fuels, including e-methane and sustainable aviation fuel. Hydrogen carriers provide a variety of options for different utilization depending on their characteristics such as liquefaction temperatures and combustion speed. Multiple pathways are available to deliver low-carbon and carbon-neutral thermal energy. The Daigas Group recognizes that e-methane produced by synthesizing hydrogen and recycled CO2 through methanation technology is pivotal for achieving carbon neutrality in pipeline gas supply. E-methane is a hydrogen carrier that can be produced in large quantities and at a low cost via catalytic reactions. Additionally, due to its composition virtually identical to that of natural gas, it can be distributed through the existing natural gas supply chain, including LNG facilities, ships, and pipelines. It can also be used in customers' combustion equipment without any modifications. Let's explore how the use of e-methane can contribute to CO2 emissions reduction. In the first scenario, a customer using natural gas emits a total of 200 tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. This figure accounts for both the CO2 released directly from the emission source and those resulting from the natural gas consumption. In the second scenario, when the customer switches to e-methane, as illustrated in the middle case, the on-site CO2 emissions are captured and repurposed through methanation to produce and supply e-methane. This transition reduces the total CO2 emissions across society to 100 tons. Consequently, replacing natural gas with e-methane significantly contributes to reducing CO2 emissions across society. Notably, in the final scenario, the CO2 emissions generated from e-methane combustion are effectively zero. This is attributed to the carbon recycling process, which reuses the emitted CO2. At the Daigas Group, we are advancing e-methane production projects and technological development to pursue society-wide CO2 emissions reduction through the expansion of e-methane use as one of our key strategies. Converting fuels from coal and oil to natural gas leads to substantial reduction of CO2 and nitrogen oxide emissions, as well as zero emissions of sulfide oxides, thereby mitigating environmental impact. Natural gas is sourced reliably through long-term contracts, ensuring supply stability that prevents energy interruptions during extreme weather events or natural disasters, while reducing the risk of price volatility. The Clean Gas Certificate Program, launched in April 2024, manages transferring the environmental value of e-methane, certifying that its combustion does not increase CO2 in the atmosphere. This enables the delivery of e-methane to remote areas. Due to its composition nearly identical to natural gas, e-methane can be introduced to customers through a seamless transition without any modifications of their combustion equipment. This energy conversion from coal and oil to natural gas and subsequently from natural gas to e-methane promotes the shift to low-carbon and carbon-neutral energy, achieving a high level of economic efficiency and supply stability during the transition. Between 1975 and 1990, the Daigas Group successfully transitioned from coal-based and oil-based gas to natural gas. This energy shift was accomplished over 16 years with the dedicated efforts of up to 3,000 workers. This experience provided valuable insights into the challenges associated with switching energy sources. In contrast, e-methane, which closely resembles natural gas in composition, allows for a seamless transition as existing LNG terminals and gas pipelines can be readily utilized. Moreover, since e-methane can be blended and supplied with natural gas, customers can easily adjust the proportions of natural gas and e-methane based on their specific requirements, utilizing the Clean Gas Certificates. This certificate functions similarly to the non-fossil certificate for electricity, classifying gas based on its carbon neutrality. With the introduction of Clean Gas Certificates, e-methane can be offered as a certified clean energy, just like non-fossil-based electricity. Leveraging the extensive 63,000-kilometer gas network operated by the Daigas Group across 7 prefectures in the Kansai region, our e-methane supply initiative will provide early and area-wide access to the benefits of hydrogen utilization in the entire supply area. Under the Energy Transition 2030 announced in 2023, the Daigas Group strives to achieve 1% e-methane in the gas grid by 2030. Toward our 2050 goal of carbon neutrality, we aim to further expand the use of e-methane. To facilitate this growth, we are exploring various production projects in Japan and abroad. We also plan to collaborate with energy companies across other Asian countries to establish a robust e-methane supply chain. Additionally, we will lead global initiatives to expand e-methane usage with our Asian, American, and European partners in ENG Coalition, an international organization established in March 2024. We believe that these coordinated global efforts will not only enhance Japan's industrial competitiveness, but also promote e-methane supply as a new growth industry that drives the economic growth of Japan and other Asian countries. The Daigas Group has been engaged in renewable energy power generation businesses since 2004, supporting renewable energy expansion in Japan and overseas through the development and procurement of power derived from solar, biomass, onshore wind, and offshore wind energies. To date, the group has contributed to 2.17 gigawatts of renewable energy development. As of December 2024, our renewable energy development contributions have reached 3.56 gigawatts, positioning us well toward our 2030 target of 5 gigawatts. We will intensify our efforts in developing offshore wind power generation, which holds significant growth potential for Japan. Concurrently, we are developing power storage businesses that enhance the stability of power grid. Our aim is to contribute to achieving both a carbon-neutral society by 2050 and energy supply stability with expanded renewables. As the share of intermittent renewable energy continues to increase, natural gas-fired power generation's flexible output capabilities will remain essential for ensuring a stable power supply. As illustrated on the left figure, it is vital to align supply with demand to maintain the stability of power supply. Adjusting thermal power generation output resolves power excesses and deficiencies caused by seasonal demand fluctuations and output fluctuations of renewable energy, such as solar PV, thereby achieving a balance between supply and demand. The Daigas Group will continue providing electric energy with balanced S+3E through the best mix that includes low-carbon natural gas-fired power. Our goal is to achieve zero emissions by 2050 by leveraging the natural gas-fired power plants in Senboku and Himeji, our main power sources, along with switching fuels to e-methane, biomethane, and hydrogen, as well as directly reducing CO2 emissions through CCS. In addition to our efforts to achieve low-carbon and decarbonized thermal and electric energy, the Daigas Group is actively pursuing negative emissions to remove CO2 from the atmosphere. Specifically, we are focused on reducing CO2 emissions through carbon capture and storage, which captures and securely stores deep underground substantial amount of CO2 from hard-to-abate industries, including factories and thermal power plants. Additionally, we participate in forest fund projects designed to enhance the CO2 absorption capacity of forests through effective development and management while also generating carbon credits. Notably, we are leveraging the world's first carbon credit quality assessment system powered by AI technology, aiming to foster the creation and utilization of carbon credits tailored to the needs of customers. While advancing the projects of e-methane, which recycles CO2, and implementing carbon capture and storage to sequester CO2 underground, the Daigas Group is exploring CO2 value chain development. Our objective is to achieve CCS, carbon capture and storage, as well as CCU, carbon capture and utilization, as contributions to establishing a circular economy. In CCS, we aim to aggregate CO2 captured from customers to produce e-methane. In CCS, we plan to store excess CO2 deep underground. We are examining methods to aggregate CO2 emissions from industries such as steel, cement, and chemicals with the goal of building international CO2 value chains. In parallel, we are collaborating with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries to develop HONEX, a CO2 management system designed to manage the environmental value of e-methane and CO2 generated within these value chains. We are also exploring the potential of expanding its application to carbon recycling fuels and other resources. We are advancing methanation technologies as pathways to carbon neutrality in thermal energy with a goal of commercializing e-methane by 2030. This initiative involves scaling up the Sabatier methanation, currently being demonstrated in collaboration with INPEX in Nagaoka City, Niigata Prefecture. Looking ahead to 2040, we plan to accelerate the expansion of e-methane utilization by deploying SOEC methanation. With this technology, we aim to achieve the world's highest energy conversion efficiency. In hydrogen production, we are actively developing chemical looping combustion technology to generate carbon-neutral hydrogen and electricity from biomass sources. For the decarbonization of electricity, we are collaborating with startups to advance technologies for battery reuse and degradation diagnosis. These efforts will enhance the stability of power grid when a large volume of renewable energy is introduced to the market. In the development of negative emissions technologies, we are focused on direct air capture and biochar solutions, while also exploring innovative technologies for achieving negative emissions in the future. The Daigas Group is actively collaborating with stakeholders to advance carbon-neutral initiatives aiming to co-create carbon-neutral value for a sustainable future. Our vision extends beyond carbon neutrality. It embodies the initials C and N, which stand for clean and nature. This reflects our contributions to the Earth by providing clean energy to ensure the sustainable beauty of nature. Additionally, C and N represent challenge and new, as our contributions to society by embracing challenges to set new global standards. Finally, they signify comfortable and nexus, as our contributions to people by fostering comfortable lifestyles and nexus of people. We are continuously developing and delivering diverse solutions that reflect these principles, striving to co-create value for a sustainable future. The Daigas Group provides one-stop services that feature customized, value-added solutions centered around three key concepts. The first is CN, which represents low-carbon and carbon-neutral energy. The second is 3R, focusing on waste reduction and utilization. And the third is DX, emphasizing the use of data and digital technologies. Our aim is to help customers in industrial and commercial sectors resolve various business challenges they face, including environmental pollution and workforce shortages, as well as CO2 emissions reduction and decarbonization to combat global warming. The Daigas Group offers its D lineup services, a diverse array of value-added solutions tailored for commercial and industrial customers. Our CN solutions focus on low-carbon energy and decarbonization. Our CHP systems effectively utilize waste heat from power generation to enhance energy efficiency while incorporating advanced natural gas utilization to support business continuity in the event of power outages. Additionally, our D-Solar service enables on-site solar power generation. Our D-Battery and D-Response services optimize electricity supply and demand, and our D-Green service provides 100% renewable power. Within our 3R solutions focused on waste reduction and utilization, we offer D-Bio, which converts food waste into energy, and our D-Remove service repurposes organic solvents to promote energy saving. Lastly, as DX Solutions, we offer D-Fire, which supports IoT data acquisition and decarbonization, as well as D-Airing, which optimizes air conditioning through AI-driven controls. Through our D lineup services, the Daigas Group delivers a wide range of value-added solutions and collaborate closely with customers to address their unique business challenges. As an integrated energy corporate group, the Daigas Group delivers 6 types of value for a sustainable future: resilience, sustainability, economic efficiency, safety, peace of mind, convenience, and comfort. We pursue these goals by utilizing IoT technologies in energy management with the best mix of electricity and gas, aiming to enhance customers' well-being and foster next-generation smart lifestyles. Our approach integrates solar PV, farm systems, electric vehicles, and storage batteries, allowing for not only carbon-neutral living but also a stable, uninterrupted energy supply. This optimization of energy use ensures continuity even during power outages caused by natural disasters. In addition to providing warm and comfortable spaces through gas appliances, we are offering the next-generation smart lifestyles. Our services include IoT-based security and monitoring integrated services and energy visualization services enabled by a smart remote controller. Bunkering fuel, primarily derived from fuel oil, can be decarbonized through fuel conversion to LNG, liquefied natural gas. Looking ahead, we aim to further decarbonize marine fuel by shifting from LNG to e-methane. The Daigas Group is engaged in the LNG bunkering business, which involves supplying fuel to ships via specialized bunkering vessels to facilitate the use of low-carbon and carbon-neutral marine fuels. Additionally, we are implementing energy management systems that utilize electric vehicles powered by renewable energy to contribute to vehicle decarbonization. This approach enhances disaster preparedness by ensuring a stable supply of electricity during normal operations and providing energy resilience during emergencies through the establishment of microgrids. To contribute to a stable energy supply, the Daigas Group is working to establish regional virtual power plants in which we serve as an aggregation coordinator that collects available power and gas for office buildings, factories, and residential units in the region. By dynamically adjusting the output of power and gas through these virtual power plants, we strive to facilitate the effective use of renewable energy, while ensuring a stable energy supply for the entire region, regardless of seasonal variations, time of day, or weather conditions. To promote sustainability and safety within the community, the Daigas Group collaborates with a diverse range of schools. In partnership with universities, we engage in joint research focused on carbon-neutral energy and the development of green talent, while also enhancing local safety and disaster preparedness. For junior high and high schools, we offer inquiry-based learning programs centered around carbon neutrality. For elementary schools, we provide next-generation educational programs that covers energy, the environment, disaster prevention, and food education. By collaboration with various municipalities, we are actively contributing to realizing the local energy production for local consumption and implementing environmental policies. To share information on food and housing with the public, the Daigas Group has established the HUG Museum. which showcases the group's initiatives and offers visitors an immersive experience that engages all 5 senses in the comfortable lifestyles made possible by gas. Additionally, the museum hosts a variety of local events, cooking classes, and seminars, fostering community engagement and promoting awareness of sustainable living. In addition, the Daigas Group is engaged in a variety of community development initiatives aimed at enhanced sustainability. One notable example is the introduction of net zero energy houses in condominiums, which strive to achieve a zero primary energy consumption balance for air conditioning, hot water supply, lighting, and ventilation. This is accomplished by enhancing insulation, improving energy efficiency, and utilizing solar PV. Through collaboration with academia and municipalities as well as community development, the Daigas Group aims to co-create new value for a sustainable future with local stakeholders. We leverage our expertise, insights, and technology to revitalize communities and address their challenges. Our objective is to facilitate society's energy transition while promoting well-being-focused lifestyles for individuals. This concludes our presentation on the Daigas Group Energy Transition 2050. We greatly appreciate your time and attention.